Hello, all you beautiful people out there. What is going on? This is your friend Brady coming at you fast with another Paragon in-depth hero guide. And today we are going to be looking at the titanium turbo tool, Twinblast. And before we get into this video, I just want to say a couple of things. First off, thanks guys for being patient. For those of you who don't know, I am very busy in my life at the moment in time, so it is kind of difficult to get out videos as daily or semi-daily as other YouTubers might do it. That's actually the second thing that I want to talk about, but first, thank you guys for being patient. And the second thing I want to talk about is, now, I know I said before, I'm all about spreading that peace and positivity and positive vibes and all that good stuff, but I have noticed, as some of you others have noticed as well, that I'm not the only one, I'm not the only YouTube guide person for Paragon and shit. And, some people have come to me like, hey, Britic, you should make better thumbnails, to be more competitive and attract more people. Or, you should make catchier titles for people to show up and shit like that. And I'm just like, yeah, bruh. That's cool and all, I mean, they can get more views on their fanciness, they got them fancy thumbnails and whatever. But you know what we have, guys? We have more fucking spirit. And that's all that this game and this community needs is freaking spirit, and that's what we have. And we don't need no fancy schmancy freaking thumbnails to give you guys the best quality content possible, because I'm like a book that you don't really want to judge by the cover, but when you read it, it's like a freaking pop-up book, it's like a picture book, but it looks like a fucking dictionary or some shit. Like, I don't know. But, that's what this channel's about, yo. So, I'm really glad that you guys are here. Thank you guys so much. And if you do watch the other YouTube channels, I have nothing wrong with that as long as you watch mine as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I am a very competitive person. I'm not going to fucking lie, all right? All right, I want that YouTube money. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing, yo. Let's get into the video, shall we? Fuck this. So Twinblast is a ranger, meaning that he has ranged attacks and he deals a crap ton of damage. He is part of the archetype that deals the most amount of damage, especially late game. So usually what you want to do is you want to start off in lane with Twinblast. You don't want to focus too much into the jungle until your lane is pretty, well pushed up. You just want to make sure that whatever lane you're in, you're keeping the minions away from your tower and either at the midline, imagine there's a midline on your side and on the other side, just a midline for your team, and then at least to that midline or the 60% mark, and then you can go back into the jungle. Here, I actually team up with my friend who's also an ADC and go around and get a kill real quick, which you could do easy as Twinblast because he's got a slow and he's got a dash, whether you can use it for a chase or an escape. You can do whatever, and I got lucky, and this steal was actually AFK, so we just fucking shot him in the booty, and he died. So how do you want to build Twinblast? You want to build Twinblast in a speedy kind of way, okay? He is one of the few ADCs that scales speed better than he scales damage comparatively. So you do want to focus a lot on building him with speed. We'll get into the build later, but that's how you want to focus it. I also have a beast builds video, which you guys can check out, which gives you a more in-depth look on the deck and the cards themselves. But for slotting his abilities, you want to start off with his escape, which is R1 on PS4. I think it's right click on mouse button. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's right click on mouse button. And this helps you in the very beginning when you're roaming around the jungle, because there's a lot of meta right now, especially in the game where you have to roam around the jungle with your teammates and either death ball or spike ball or whatever you want to call it, and just, you never know what you might run into the jungle, so you want to make sure that you are ready for anything. You have that little nice escape. Twinblast is the only ADC at the moment out of Sparrow, Murdoch, and Grim who have an actual escape, like a movement-based escape. All right, I'm not counting Murdoch's shield or something like that as a knockback. I'm counting like an actual escape. So here you actually see me take this jungle, and your ADCs are the ones that want to focus on the jungle because they give you the most XP, comparatively speaking, to lane minions. So you definitely want your ADCs leveling up as fast as they can. But yeah, you want to build into his escape first, then you want to build into his nitro, which boosts his attack speed. Then you want to slot, when you hit level 3, into your grenade, just in case people try to advance on you and, you can get a slow on them to push away or to chase them instead. And then you want to go with Nitro. Again, at level 5, you want to unlock your ultimate, and you want to focus your Nitro ability, which is square on PS4 or Q on PC, and you want to focus your grenade ability and, of course, your basic attack. Your grenade should be at level 3 by the end of your build, and the dash should always stay at R1 as much as possible. I think there might be one point in time time where you actually have to upgrade it. If not, then yeah, just keep your dash as low as possible. You really don't need to upgrade that more than you need to. And always pick up red buff, of course. As an ADC, you want to prioritize red buff for your ADCs in this sense. So let's get on more with the build itself now that we got this intro opening startup out of the way. So as an ADC, you want to focus as much as you can on damage. That's why I actually started with an impact hammer instead of potions and anything else like that. Then you want to go with another impact hammer or another damaging item, because the first thing you always want to start off with as an ADC is damage and crit, and then you're going to start building speed with Twinblast as I rock out over here live on stream. Now let's talk about how to actually play with Twinblast. And with Twinblast, it's all about positioning as it is with any ADC. It's actually a bit easier with Twinblast because, again, with his dash and his slow grenade, which is an AoE, it helps him get into a good position. Now, you notice there on the left in the pool, I see them coming towards me, and I actually end up taking out a good amount of damage on this twin who's coming over to me. Muriel ults to me and actually saves my life. So always be in a good and smart position to be able to advance onto your opponents, like using that dash right there when they're about to sprint and actually root them. Here comes the enemy steal trying to protect them, and then here come my teammates to clean up my mess. So it's very, very important to always be in a good position. You see me catching up back here, killing some more people with my teammates, and I think pretty sure the Decker's gonna run away. Yes, she does, and I try to chase her down, but it's no use, and there's no point. So another really good tip about Twinblast is you want to stay in this lane where I am right now, whether it's your right lane or your left lane, depending on where you spawn. At this moment in time, for me, it's my right lane. You want to stay in this lane, because as you guys see, there is actually ledges back there where my tower was, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Very high ridges in between the middle area where the minions usually come up to, and then next to your tower where you can go back to. If you guys don't know, you can actually use Twinblast dash from that middle ledge back to the tower ledge. Hopefully you guys will see that here in a second. I think you will. So from this back up from the stairs up here, back up to the pedestal that is back up in the next to the tower. If you really don't know what I'm talking about, you guys can rewind the video, but you can make that leap if you jump, then dash, and then land on the other side. So keep that in mind. That's why it's really good with Twinblast. But for the most part, like you guys just saw, it's all about that positioning. Now, he is a pretty squishy ADC still, even though he's got that good positioning going on. Let's actually go ahead and take a look in another fight and how crucial positioning is with Twinblast. Here's an example of what not to do as Twinblast, and I like showing you these things, guys, because you learn better from your mistakes. So the thing about Twinblast is that when you use his ultimate, which in my opinion is one of the only ultimates that gets worse, less useful as you progress into the game, is you slow down tremendously, as you see right here, and I become such an easy target for Sparrow because I get 2 lockdown on Murdoch, I get stunned by Decker, and I get ultimated by Steel because I pushed out just a little bit from my tower and I wanted to chase that Murdoch for that kill. I get pushed out and we lose a tower because of it. So be very careful with Twinblast. If you're going to use his ult, use it far away where you're either body blocked or they can't reach you with their basic attacks, because it's very important. And as you guys can see, we did lose a tower because of that. So it's very important not to be caught out of position, just like that Grim was caught out of position as well. So keep that in mind when using Twin. Like I said, with Twin, you want to focus damage, crit, then attack speed, and then I like to go lifesteal as my 4th card, which is also going to give me that crit bonus in the end, which you guys can check out in my Beast Builds video guide, just more specifically in more detail. But a lot of people requested that I make my videos a bit more in detail so they can see what I do every single step of the way, how I upgrade every single step of the way, and what we do. So I'm actually pretty sure right here we're going to take a tower. We are definitely going to push up on this right lane. We got a good minion wave, and like I said, it's all about Twinblast with its positioning. So you're going to see some gameplay of just how to play with Twinblast right here. Just notice the things that I do. Don't poke out too much. Like as an ADC, I see a lot of people getting really, really aggressive, like, oh yeah, I can do so much damage, I can kill so many people, but you really still have to remember that you can die, and that you are really squishy if you get bursted down, so you have to be careful with that. You have to make sure that you are able to not die and keep it real, so to speak. Now, there are 2 people here up on this tower, but I noticed that there's a 3rd, and now this Decker is trying to engage, and I'm just like, okay, screw this. These guys are too much. You know, there's 3 people on one, and I need to fall back. So that is one of those instances, where you don't want to get too ballsy, even with OP buff as an ADC, because you can still get bursted down pretty quick by a lot of other people. So that tower push actually failed. Now let's show a good tower push in action. However, before you really start pushing with Twinblast, you want to make sure that his lifesteal is all the way maxed out as pertained to in my Beast Builds video, because this will help you keep regenerating health on the fly by shooting minions, and this will definitely increase your tower pushing capabilities. Alright, let's actually start pushing now. So there's a really easy formula to follow when you want to push a lane as Twinblast. You either grab a Muriel, grab a Rampage, grab both, or grab something close like a Feng Mao and a Muriel, and there's pretty much no way of stopping you at this point from taking towers and also killing sparrows. So what to do as Twinblast at this point, since you do have lifesteal, especially if you have a Muriel with you, is not to miss shots like that, but to fearlessly push. This is where you can be a bit more aggressive because you know you have lifesteal. So the more shots you get on target, the easier it's going to be for you because the more health you get back, especially with critting at such a high rate at this moment in time. So when you do have teammates on your side, keep pushing. If you're all alone, it's a bit more dangerous to push, so make sure you fall back, unless you're a total beast and you have OP Prime and you just don't give a shit, like fucking Terminator. Now, the last thing we're going to finish up before we end the game is just adding more damage, whether it's through a Rust Breaker, whether it's through a Spear of the Rift Hunter. We're just going to add as much damage as possible. Penetration maybe if we need it, but this will wrap up our 57 points, and then our last 3 card points can be spent on another damage item if we need it. So here is the last push of the game for me, all the way from the start. Use grenades to clear large waves of minions real quick, or at least get them weak, and then kill them all with one shot, especially at this point, especially if you have Prime card activated. This is where I know that the majority of the enemy team is going to be on the right side finding my team, so I'm just going to be a freaking savage, try to steal their buffs, find that there's no buffs there, and just keep pushing up. And yep, that's about it. So with Twinblast, the most important thing, especially if you build them like I build them speedy and all this kind of stuff, is you have to make sure you hit your shots like a machine gun. The more shots you hit, the easier it's going to be. Dodge away from steals and just to get around them, just to get a good positioning. Make sure you out-kite sparrows like you saw me do right there. I'll actually make a kiting video on that specific part, breaking it down step by step to teach you guys how to kite well in Paragon and how it can actually save you and win you a gunfight like that. And then we're just going to go into the core and kill it with our OP Prime and our lifesteal and our damage. So Twinblast can deal a lot of damage. He has a really high DPS, but not too much high frontal damage. So you have to be good at gliding, be good at kiting while aiming at other people and while dodging their shots. And also, just everything in general, like I said, good positioning, good pushing strategies, and good just teammate, good shot calling, good team strategy, and all that in general. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, make sure y'all have a wonderful day. If you want to see more sexy hero guides, you guys can click on the boxes as you see here.